Welcome back, children. Again, we are here with another interesting topic of this chapter, that is what? Packaging of DNA. Why I'm saying this is a very interesting topic, because you know very well, if we talk about the human beings, we are having in a haploid set of chromosomes. I told you in the previous videos that we are having a 3.3 into 10 power 9 base pair in a haploid set of chromosomes. So if we are going to make it double, because we are the diploid organism, right? So each cell is having a diploid set of chromosome. In that case, the approximate how much base pair is present in a DNA, that is a 6.6 into 10 power 9 base pair. So now you know that this is the base pair, and by this the DNA is made up of. So when how much length, first we have to know what is the actual length of DNA in a cell, and that length, because cell is a very microscopic structure, right? So approximate is the dimension of a cell is a 10 power minus 6, right? So in that case, such a long DNA, how it is going to be fit in that a small cell, right? So that is the interesting thing for today topic, that is a packaging of DNA helix. So what I am saying if we talk about the as I told you in the previous video, that was a Watson and Crick double helix model. In that I have told you DNA is a double helical structure, and there are the number of base pair present, that I have told you. The each helix of a DNA is having a how much base pair, that I have told you, and the distance between the two base pair. Actually, if you talk about this DNA structure, and there is a in between two base pair, if we talk about the distance between the two base pair, that I have told you, that is what 0.34 nanometer, right? And total distance of a total number of base pair present in a haploid set is 3.3 into 10 power 9 base pairs, right? Now what is there, if we talk about 6.6 in 10 power minus 9 base in a diploid set of chromosomes. So if we are going to change it, what is that? 0.34 in 10 power 9 meter is the actual distance, if we are going to convert the distance between the two base pair. So if we want to know the total length of a DNA, so how much is the approximate 0.34 in 10 power 9 meter into 6.6 in 9. So this is what, this is the number of base pair, and this is the distance between the two base pair. So when we are going to multiply it, it will come approximate 2.2 meter in length. So what you are saying, watching, you are saying that I am saying 2.2 meter is the length of a DNA in a cell. So such a long distance, and as I told you, if we talk about the dimension of a cell is almost 10.6, 10 power minus 6. That is the dimension is of cell, right? So what is that? If you talk about such a small dimension and such a big distance, length of a DNA, how it is going to be packed in such a small cell? So that is a packaging of DNA, right? So in that case, you know very well, if we talk about the type of cell or a type of organism, so there are the two type of organism, right? You know very well, that is what? Prokaryote and eukaryote. So first what we will see the packaging of DNA in a prokaryote cell, right? Now you know prokaryote means those who don't have a well defined nucleus, right? It means whatever present inside the nucleus, that is present where in the cytoplasm, and we call it as a nucleoid. The reason where it is present, that we call as a nucleoid. So obviously what is there when we talk about the packaging of DNA? So for example, there is a one bacteria, E. coli bacteria, right? So in this bacteria, what is there? If we are going to talk about the packaging, so in that case, what is there? The packaging of DNA is just where in the cell of this bacteria in a larger loop-like structure, and this region where it is present, that is known as a nucleoid. So this is a simple packaging, because there is no complexity in the prokaryotic cell. But when we talk about the eukaryotic cell or eukaryotic organism, so in that case, what is that? Packaging of DNA is a very complex. You know very well, if we talk about the formation of a protein in a biomolecular structure, I have told you that proteins form with the amino acid. And how many amino acids we are having in a cell? That is almost 20 amino acids we are having, right? So these 20 amino acid are present in where? In the cytoplasm of the cell, and by these 20 amino acid there is a formation of a protein, right? And in the previous module also I have told you, when we talk about the DNA structure, so DNA at the end of the each helix of a DNA, they are negatively charged. Why they are negatively charged? Because there is a presence of a free end of the ribose sugar, deoxyribose sugar, sorry. So in that case, what is there? Being a negatively charged DNA, and if we want to pack that, so means negatively charged molecules should be wrap with the something that is a positive charge, so that it can be neutralized, and it is going to be packed in such a small dimension of a cell. So for that I am saying the complex eukaryotic is what? They are very complex organism, right? They are very complex, and there is a presence of an abundance of amino acids, and these amino acids residue actually, right? And these amino acids having a free side chain, right? And amino acid, due to the presence of free side chain, and if we are going to see the structure of the amino acid, so they make what? They make a positive charge, right? Positive charge. And so as I told you right now, so amino acid help in the participation of the protein. So it means protein is a structure that is a positively charged, and DNA is what? DNA is a negatively charged molecule, right? So if it is negatively charged and this is a positively charged, so both of them is going to be wrapped with each other, and they make a complex structure, and packaging in such a way so that they can fit in that a smaller dimension of a cell. So that we call as a packaging of DNA in eukaryotic cell. Now we see what is there and how the packaging of DNA take place in a eukaryotic cell, right? So as I told you, in eukaryotic cell there is a very common basic amino acid. Name of that amino acid is actually lysine and arginine. So these two common basic amino acid residues present in where? In the cytoplasm, and they have a side chain positively charged, right? And these amino acids, what I told you they make the what? They make the protein, right? So protein make a 8 molecule structure. These proteins make a 8 molecules structure. That structure is known as a octamer, right? And these octamer is actually is for the wrapping of DNA, right? So the number of, and these octamers actually, these 8 molecules structure protein fit together form a structure, that time we call it as a histone protein, right? So histone protein is what? They are positively charged, right? And there are the 4 type of proteins present in this histone. That is what? H1, H2A, H2B, H3 and H4. These are the 4 type: H1, H2, H3 and H4. Among these 4 type of histone protein, this H2 is having again 2 type, that is H2A and H2B. So in these 4 type of protein, just, so actually how many is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So among these 5, these 4 participate in the formation of a core body of a octamer, right? So what is there? If I am going to draw this as a circle, so in this there is what? This is actually what? This is a histone protein, right? And this histone protein is having all these 4 protein structure, that is what H2A, H2B, H3 and H4, right? 2 means this is a 3-dimension figure, so you can just can see from here 4 of the structure, just 4 on the back side of this. So by this they make a 8 molecular structure, and we call it as a octamer. That 8 molecular structure of the protein is known as octamer, and the protein itself known as a histone protein in that case, right? After that what happened? So being a positively charged histone, and as I told you, DNA is what? DNA is a negatively charged particles, right? So what happens? So such a long DNA, means 2.2 meter long DNA, it is going to wrap with this histone protein structure. And one thing, children, you should remember when we talk about the chromosomes, right? Chromosome is actually what? This is a DNA plus protein, right? Number of time I have told you what is chromosomes, that is present in the nucleus of the cell, that is what DNA plus protein. Now see what happened. So how this structure forms? So when the DNA, so that I am saying now, कि DNA is going to, this DNA means negatively charged DNA is going to wrap with this positively charged protein and make the structure that we call as a chromosome. So how it is possible? Now you see what happens. So this kind of structures present where? In the cell or in the nucleus of the cell, and in each histone protein, how many base pair of a DNA can be wrapped? That is a 200 base pairs, right? So 200 base pair is going to wrap in where? In the one histone protein, right? Like this, and make a body that we call as a nucleosome. This structure is known as a nucleosome. And another one, that H1 protein is participate where? For the connection between the one nucleosome to the another nucleosome. So this structure is known as the H1 protein, formed by the H1 protein, and the part of the DNA that comes in this H1 protein, that we call as a linker DNA. So again I am going to draw over here what I have told you. I have told you there is a formation of a nucleosome with the combination of the histone protein and the DNA, right? So this is what? This is the octamer, histone octamer, and among one histone octamer there is a wrapping of a 200 base pair of DNA, right? And make that structure that we call as a nucleosome, right? In this octamer there is a participation of a 4 protein, H2A, H2B, H3 and H4, right? One remaining protein is going to form a structure, and around that wrapping of DNA is known as linker DNA, and that protein is actually known as the H1 protein. So this kind of a structure is formed. Now, so between this what happens? This is the one nucleosome. So in the same way there is a formation of another nucleosome, and there is a wrapping of, again there is a again 200 base pair of DNA. So this is known again nucleosome. So connection between two nucleosome is done by this linker DNA, right? So what happened? So this nucleosome is formed what? They actually, now you can see over here what is there? There is a protein plus DNA, and protein and DNA what they form? They form the chromosome. So actually chromosome is what? Chromosome is the repeated unit of the nucleosome, right? I think now it's very clear to all of you. What are chromosomes? Chromosomes are, or basically what it is formed before chromosome, because chromosome is the structure that actually formed during the cell division. Before that it is just in the form of a chromatin, right? So chromatin is what? Chromatin is a repeated units of nucleosome. right? So this is what, this is the packaging of DNA. And by this, so when you will see this any chromatin, so in that case what is there, if this is a chromatin, if you will see from the microscope, so there is what, there is a such kind of a small beads where you can see like this way. So it is visible like a beads on a string, or you can say just like that mala, that pearl necklace, right? So that is, it is like, it is visible like that, and we call it as a beads on a string, right? So it does look like something like this, and this structure is actually what, this is a repeated unit of chromosome, nucleosome, and that make the chromatin. And by this there is a packaging of that such a 2.2 meter long DNA where in the cell. So when the DNA is coiled, right, so they make a package structure, and that we call as a solenoid. Please remember it, solenoid. Again further it is going to be super coiled, and they make a structure we call as a chromatin fibers, right? Chromatin fibers again going to be more coiled. With this packaging, more nucleosome is going to be packed like that way. They make what? They make the chromatid. And these chromatids actually, when there is a formation where the cell is going to divide, so that time they become condensed at the metaphase, and we are seeing them as a chromosome. So this is all about your packaging of DNA helix. I think all of you are clear with this concept, right? So packaging of DNA is done by this way. 2.2 meter DNA is packed in such a small dimension of a cell by this way only, right? Now next topic is what? That is the RNA. In the beginning of the chapter, I have told you that there was a three things were in discussion, that was the RNA, DNA and the protein, because these three things are present where in the cell, and they are carrying information from one generation to the, they can actually. So right, so about DNA I have told you. Now there is a point of RNA. RNA word. So what is that? You know very well. Nowadays we are saying DNA is a main genetic material, but in some of the organisms RNA is also RNA is just present in the cell. So RNA is a basically genetic material. If we go to back of the history about the genetic material, we will get to know just RNA was the initial genetic material. From that all the things are originate, all the organisms you can say, because when we talk about the virus, so virus is just a protein coat surrounded that surround what, that surround the nucleic acid, and that virus is actually what, that is having a RNA, right? So RNA is actually most you can say ancient genetic material, right? But why we are saying RNA is not a such important or main genetic material? Because there are the something that is most important for any material being a best one, right? So in that case, you know very well, RNA behave as a catalyst. If something behave as a catalyst, it means that is a very reactive. If something is very reactive, it means variation come very fast. Or you can say if more reactive, variation change, actually that is what mutation, right? So it means there is no gradual evolution. So there are the sudden change can come. So formation of a new species or for the reproduction for the coming generation, it is not good, right? Sudden there is a formation of something new, that is not possible in our nature. So that was the first thing, right? DNA is a double standard. RNA is a single standard, and in the RNA, as I told in the previous videos also, in the RNA there is a presence of a ribose sugar, and by that this ribose sugar there is a bonding of a nitrogen bases, and with the ribose sugar there is a phosphate group is going to attach, right? So they make what? They make the nucleotide, right? So this nucleotide is what each nucleotide in RNA is having a free 2' OH group, and this is very reactive. So due to this reactiveness, what is that? It is going to be reactive with everything, and this is a not stable genetic material. It is going to be, you can say it is going to be mutate very fast. It is not stable. The things will come. If you can see the virus, why virus are produced such in a fast way? Because they are having a genetic material as a RNA, right? So they can mutate very fast. They can evolve the new generation very fast. So due to that, and what is in the DNA? DNA is a double stranded. So both the strands bond with the hydrogen bonding. So there is a stability. Along with that, in the DNA, one of the nitrogen base is a thymine, as I told you also. And in case of RNA, instead of thymine, there is a base pair that we call as a uracil. So what is that? Uracil is very reactive, right? Thymine is a less reactive. So two things is there. It is a double helix and thymine is less reactive. It is a single stranded and there is a presence of a free 2-OH group that is a very reactive, and along with that there is a uracil nitrogen base. So due to this is very active. This is going to be mutate very faster. So due to all these reasons, what we are saying nowadays, RNA in comparison to the RNA, DNA is the most suitable genetic material, right? So children, today I just told you about the packaging of DNA. I have told you about the why we are saying DNA is a good genetic material. So I hope you will get all the things very clearly, and in next video we will start with the main topic of this chapter, how the characters are transforming from one generation to the next generation at the molecular level. Okay, so I hope you will get it very easily. Thank you.